Hey guys, how are you doing? Darren Hayward coming to you live here from Christchurch, Canterbury, New Zealand, and just coming past, it's gone past 12 p.m. here in New Zealand, and 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time there in the US. And also, guys, just want to say thank you for supporting me each and every day. Really, really appreciate that. I just wanted to give you a few updates there on what's happening in the blog, and if we've got enough time, I just wanted to run through with you. Something that's just come out recently on the story with Christopher Green. If you know this guy, he's up with all the information that's happening in the world, and I just want to give you a bit of a insight with that and what's happening on there. Especially with this thing that's just come out recently there in Paris with the Catholic Church of 800 years being burnt down, and was there really actually something else more to do with that than what really meets the eye? So I'll be going through that a bit later, guys. First of all, I just want to give you an update on the blog, and just want to say hi supporters there, by the way, too. MD Ariful Samon over there in Italy, part of our Bangladesh community. Also, all the other guys there who are joining there. Usually we see them coming in, so they'll be here very shortly. So I'm just going to share my screen with you there, guys, and give you an update. Let's get the share screen working here. Right. Okay, so here we go. All right, so let's have a look at this. All right. Right, so let's go back one page here. I think we were on this one yesterday. The last update, I think, was let's have a look. TBC growth, TBC, we need to focus on uniting. Okay. April 4th, yep, done that one. Got up to that one, I think, with Randy receives a medal. So this next video was one of my own ones here. Challenge yourself to test your limits, and remember, fear is false emotions appearing real, okay? Or another one I've heard is false experiences appearing real. So check that one out, guys. That was my video I did yesterday. And, you know, we don't need to fear anything. I think that the best thing to do there is just try and face your fear head on. Do what you really fear doing. And like maybe one of the things I might be fear doing is probably jumping out of a plane, parachuting or something like that. But I mean, all I got to do is just close my eyes and jump, and then it's all over. Once you're out of that plane, you can't do anything. What actually put me off a little bit was a friend of mine who was doing lots of skydives a few years back in the 1980s. He actually ended up pulling his ripcord too late and came down too quickly before he could have a chance to even, you know, pick up the parachute before it opened. So he ended up actually landing down head first. So he's just about, you know, not wiped himself out. Luckily he was okay, but I mean, he was in a coma for several weeks. But it has affected them, guys. It has definitely affected them, and that sort of made me a little bit sort of wary. So this is another one, guys. Broadcaster's meeting starts 30 minutes before the send button meeting. So this was Stephen Cuffey's broadcasters meeting yesterday. If you haven't seen this one, well worth having a look, guys. Talking about how, you know, a lot of people, they lack self-confidence, and the reason being is because, you know, some people like to stay in their comfort zone. They don't like to go out of that comfort zone. I remember, like, you know, people years ago when we used to travel around the place, a lot of people didn't go anywhere. They just stayed in their property all the time. You know, they never saw anything outside of their district, maybe. So this is an excellent broadcaster meeting that Stephen Cuffey did, and it's just talking about how you can get out of your comfort zone, and the whole thing with this is to be able to expand on your thinking and learn as much as you can, acquire new skills, and basically what I would suggest is to follow people who have already laid the path down and shown that they've been successful, and you can also do the same. So that one there, if you haven't seen it, guys, check it out. Mr. Stephen Cuffey. All right, so go back to the main page here, right down to the bottom. Oh, too much. Okay, so wallet update. This is an update on the wallet. Mr. Stephen Cuffey did this one, broadcast 382. I think this was the one, maybe
new transactions
today?
Again.
Oh, yesterday.
So we're waiting. So I'm stopping. So we're waiting to Friday. They said by Friday, all the send buttons will be on, and our TBC wallets, you'll be start doing transactions again. But please, people, please tell people, obey the rules of your wallets and allow the amount you can send per day and per transaction.
All right. So what Stephen was just saying there was that the wallets are going to be all up and running again by Friday. I take it that's PDT time, which will be Saturday NZ time, and just going under a major reset to resync the blockchain, and just to get rid of these bugs that come into software programs and things like this. And it's just a matter of doing that and resyncing it. Admin has actually spent $15,000 to get this problem sorted. It's quite a major problem, and we don't want any problems, guys, in our blockchain system. When we get to the stage of being able to afford to get our own private blockchain rather than having a third-party blockchain, that will probably make a significant difference to the whole system with the wallet. And like with the one we've got now, it is very, very fast. I mean, it's like you send a transaction, it's done in a few seconds, But there's a pending timer on that, so if you're trying to do a whole lot of transactions one after the other, that's not going to happen. All right, so it pens, I think, for about 10 or 15 minutes between each transaction. So just be aware when you do a transaction, you're sending some Kringle to somebody that you've got a few people to send to. You need to just have a bit of a break between each sent transaction. All right, so that was Steve Cuffey's live broadcast from yesterday. Are you a TBCian? The can't is not part of your vocabulary. Okay, this means that there's no such word as can't. Okay, this is Mbae Derek with day 35 of his 90-day training.
Good
So
evening,
it's about
ladies
just over a
and
third of the
gentlemen,
way.
all the exhibitions. Right here, we are so happy to have you again. It's another wonderful evening, another wonderful Monday. We hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Here we are again with another week. This is a new week with new objectives, new ambition, everything new. As far as it's a new week, we should be able to have something new coming on board. So we shall be starting with some updates that are happening in the community, so that you can clearly communicate what is happening to the rest of the people out there. If you look very well, you realize that during the send button meeting, we had some very serious updates about our wallets, and I hope that everybody saw this. If you go to the send button meeting for today, right? If you go to the send button meetings for today, you realize that there was an update concerning the wallets, right? So admin says that the TBC wallet
All right, so we've just gone through that one again, but that's okay. That was December Derek talking about that too with the wallet update. Okay, so that'll all be okay, guys, by Friday, Saturday with that. Okay, so whole households can support the new admin fee or not. Okay, so I think there's been a little bit of confusion with this new admin fee, and this is brother Key here talking about this. Saw this one last night, and just
good evening, everyone. Welcome to my live broadcast number 177, broadcasting out of Auckland, New Zealand. My name is Ki Pio, and I'm addressing the Billion Coin community. I'll probably end up going into this morning's send button meeting. I haven't read it yet, so we'll go there. And if I finish a bit early, I'll go finish off where I left off last night on the dashboard.
all right. So Keith's just talking about that there. I'm just going to also just read this little bit of information underneath here. All right. Okay. So old members need to be mindful that upgrading to take advantage of the Bitcoin bounty is optional for the remainder of the time left from your 4 grain payment of the old admin fee. Remember also that the first payment of the admin fee then by also now covers the lifetime wallet fee. Even 1 day old babies are allowed to take advantage of this offer. But a baby doesn't really need a Kringle cashback office, do they? So new members can sign up their children to create a legacy for them, and then the first payment covers the lifetime wallet, and a payment during a redemption period allows the children to convert the cookies they have into Kringles. Then there really isn't a need to continue to pay the monthly admin fee for children because they don't use the KCBO anyway, right? So after 30 days from the payment of the new admin fee, the children's accounts can just expire because they don't need the KCBO. But as an adult, you are encouraged to keep up with those monthly admin fees and offset them with paid signups. It only takes 2 referrals to cover the admin fee ongoing. If you are not going to recruit, I still suggest that you pay the monthly admin fee as your way to support the admin and the mission and your sponsor for their recruiting efforts to build up the TBC community. 25,000 cookies redeems for 250 Kringles, and when we mature to 1 billion members, that gift left alone will be worth about $625,000. And supporting the effort to unlock that ultimate value is worth making a monthly payment of 8 grains if you are not a recruiter. It's the least you can do to contribute to the success of TBC so you can access that 625,000. All right. Okay. So that's just an update on that. With those, if they're just babies or children, then you don't need to, keep funding that back office every month. But I think what admin was mentioning here, your 4 grain payment that you did for the year, once it expires, if it's this month, next month, or a few months' time, then you would go over to the new one. But saying that you can go right over there now if you want to, or you can just wait for your 4 grain admin fee to expire. So that was just key PR there with that, talking about the admin fee. Okay, so Christians embrace TBC Wallet unites all people regardless of their faith. And this is Victoria's Flourish over there in Africa.
Everyone, welcome to this meeting. Yeah. Pastor Raphael is here. Akinwale is here. Madam Pumza is here. Madam Ekanem is here. You know, today Madam Ekanem shared her testimony with us about the bounty system, the Bitcoin bounty. Madam Rosemary is here. Hello, Madam. You're welcome. Please share the link to your rooms.
Let's have a look at this.
How to be?
Hello.
All right, guys. If you want to see the rest of that one, talking about, you know, doesn't matter what faith you are, we can all become united. And I'll tell you what, I was actually watching something there earlier today, talking about how there was about 8,000 people who all decided that they wanted to, you know, be peacemakers, peacekeepers, or peacemakers, and they all decided to, you know, try this experiment out with using meditation to do it. And this was back in about 19 years ago, when, you know, there was a lot of conflicts back then happening, but a lot of those conflicts back then were resolved, and they believe that it was put down to a lot of people actually, you know, coming together, uniting, and, you know, doing the meditation and that, to be able to create peace instead of war. So, guys, what else have we got here? Old members encouraged to upgrade to participate in Bitcoin bounty. Okay, so this is another one there by, I think this is Stephen. No, somebody else. Sorry. This lady from Bangladesh. She's talking about that in her language. So guys, if you haven't seen that one there, and you want to see it in Bangla language, then you can watch that video there. That's one of our ladies there. I think that's Jalika. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's Jalika. Okay. Let's go to that one. All right, so be sure to attend Send Button meetings and to collect cookies from it. That's another video that came out there. I always make sure that I do this because, you know, you see all these cookie rewards coming in that you can have, and then you see them all built up in your Kringle Cash back office, and then on the next redemption, that's the magic part, guys. You know, when you actually hit that redeem button, then it will transfer that over within about 24 to, I think 24, 48 hours. It will be transferred over to your TBC 009 wallet. So I went from about, what's it, about 5.5 million up to about 26 million on the last redemption, just by collecting cookies from broadcasting, going along to the Send Button meetings, and I think also introducing some people into the community. So there's all these different ways, guys, that you can do this to earn cookie rewards, rapid rewards, primary rewards. We've got all the different campaigns happening now to encourage fast duplication. So this one was also Bangladesh, and this is just talking about going to Send Button meetings and you know, make sure that you pick up your cookies. Success in TBC is greater when you see TBC as a way to serve versus being served. So this is the Murphys here, Marianne Murphy and Joseph, her son, on their 209th live broadcast. These guys are fantastic, you know. There's a huge asset here to the community, and they've just got it all so down to a fine art with what they've been doing and achieving.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Marianne, aka Precise, coming to you live from South Africa. Welcome to our live broadcast show tonight, today. It's broadcast number 209. So thank you for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday, even though it might be a hectic Tuesday, but it's a beautiful Tuesday, and thank you for being here. Mr. Moderator.
Hey everybody, I'm James Murphy, aka the TBC Powerbox. Hello.
Okay. There is just something that I want to share with you before we get started. If I can still remember how to work this modality. No. Okay. On a lot of the broadcasts yesterday and on the send button meeting, it was absolutely awesome to watch the send button meeting. I might have not been by the whole send button meeting, but I was still at the send button meeting. Sorry if I don't see myself, but don't feel so happy today, so just excuse the not so chirpiness today.
Excellent. I see there's a few more countries coming in there now, like the Russian Federation, Togo, UK is in there now. Wow. Trinidad and Tobago. Wow. Papua New Guinea. So there's a lot more people. Kenya, United States. Just looking at all the new countries that are coming in there now. With that, so that's Marianne Murphy and her son Joseph doing that live broadcast there. 209. All right, so the next one is 8 grain admin fees so small compared to the passive residual income opportunity. Okay, you've got to look at the bigger picture here, guys. Like, it sounds like 8 grand a month, but this is TBC Scott just talking about this admin fee, and he's just trying to show you how there is a much bigger picture than we
private society
would imagine.
Okay. Thank you everyone who's joining me, and again, this is on Tuesday with the English version. Thank you so much, everyone. And again, topic today, just to reiterate the importance of paying your monthly due, and with that monthly due will also create you a cash flow or a passive income. In other words, again, for those of you who do not understand what passive income, just look at your day-to-day work at your job. Those are what you do is you exchanging time for money. Basically, you put your time in 8 hours at your work, doing what you're doing. Well, before that, first you gotta again go ahead and line up, get your resume, your job qualifications. Again, it's going back to your study, indoctrination in the school system, where their main objective is to keep you as dumbed down or keep you in a quote-unquote slavery system. Okay, you have to think a certain way. You cannot, again, from kindergarten all the way up to graduated school, or grad school, put it that way, grad school. Okay, you've been taught to being narrated a certain extent, being told lies, quote unquote, similar to white lies. Okay, and again, it's to basically narrow you to their way of doing things, not your way of doing things.
Exactly right. I mean, so the thing, guys, this is what the powers that be want us to be encapsulated in or entrapped in. This is this system that they've created for us, which I just heard recently they're putting up all these extra satellites into space now to be able to control us wherever we are in the world. so we can't escape the grid, you know. So this is all happening, guys, as we speak. Okay, and this is all to do with the control and the 5G network, and you know, that's rolling out as we speak. You know, with all of that. Okay, so what's another one we saw? Brand new, is this the one I just did or another one? Brand new world leaders are emerging from this TBC community to make history. This is TBC Randy's broadcast that he did. This is his one today.
So let's see if we can make life about experiences that you know, stimulate all of our senses. You know what I mean? From the physical, the mental, the spiritual. And so when we claim that we are living, when we make the claim that we're living, we actually are exercising all of our capabilities. We are inspired to utilize all of our faculties so that we can truly experience what life is all about. One of our great TBC leaders doing a meeting, and she's been recognized on the blog. Thank you, Victorious. Let's see,
All right, so that's Randy Wilson. If you haven't seen that broadcast, like myself, I haven't seen it yet. It was on at 5 a.m. in New Zealand, and I was up at about 7, just before 7. So I need to go back to that. I've watched a lot of the other broadcasters there from Bangladesh this morning and Canada with Christina.
Full household.
And so I need to go back to that one and watch that properly. All right, so one other one here. Let's unify around bringing in new members. Okay, this is the thing, guys. We can unify, and you know, here's Stephen Cuffy again with his latest broadcast today, and talking about unification.
Okay, all right.
Let's go a bit further forward here.
The lifetime wallet fee and a.
Here we are. Let's get past all the blog stuff.
See, there's a lot of war and all anguish that's going on around different parts of the world.
Exactly.
And people like myself in the United States, and like my brother Darren Haywood, and I can think of a few others out here who lives in a peaceful country for the most part, as in terms of war, I mean. But there are other countries that are having a lot of that going on. And when they unify to cause war. But what I love about the Billion Coin, we unify to create peace, love, abundance by using our coin and getting people into our organization.
All right, so that was Stephen Cuffy. Check that, guys. That was his latest broadcast today. And yeah, it's absolutely true. Unification is the key, you know, in a way of being, you know, not for wars, but for peace. See, we don't need to protest or create a war to make a difference. We just need to unify and have a common goal of having peace, abundance, happiness, success, love. And so Stephen Cuffy explains it very, very in detail for that live broadcast. So if you haven't seen that, guys, check it out. Today's broadcast from Mr. Cuffy, 383. Just thinking while I was saying about that, this whole thing that happened in Paris with the Notre Dame Catholic Church, it's been there for 800 years, is being burned. And it's funny, it should happen around the time of Easter. A lot of these events have sort of happened around those times, you know, in previous catastrophes, you know. So this Notre Dame thing could actually, like, I think they were planning for people to become divided with this, but I think actually it's going to be the opposite, where people will become more united. It brings people together. You look at the Twin Towers over in the States when that happened, you know, it didn't actually divide people, it actually brought people closer. Okay, so the same thing with this Notre Dame Church. It's going to bring people closer because they know that that's the best, you know, the best alternative is to create peace, not war. So I just wanted to quickly, guys, just give you an update on the contests. This is the latest for the week with the contest. And last week was Ace Fletcher from Philippines, who got 31 or 32 people for the week. Absolutely tremendous effort there for Ace Fletcher. Okay, so contest, this is the current full-time leaderboard. And at the moment, we've got Victor. He was the guy that was runner-up to Ace Fletcher from last week. So he's up to 20 active sign-ups already. That's amazing. And right behind him is Adrian Maru in Papua New Guinea. So, wow, Victor Adichie, he looks like he may be taking it out. But guys, it's only early times. Anything could happen in that time between now and when the competition will finish for the week on April 21st. Okay, so you got to April 21st. If you've got any people that you want to enroll and make them become active sign-ups. Okay. Even if you're just new to the community, you only need to get 2 people, and they just need to be active sign-ups as well. And this is, if you want to attend and do these leader contests, all you need to do is make sure that you've been to at least one recent send button meeting, you've enrolled 2 paid referrals, and you know, there's one other thing. I was just trying to think what that was now. Yeah, so you got to make sure you're paid. You've got your back office paid. You've got at least been to one send button meeting, and you've got 2 paid referrals. Okay, and help those 2 paid referrals to help their 2 people that they introduced. You know. Also, I just wanted to say hi to Bill Kanata and also Musa Aholi, both broadcasters, and Musa does his broadcasts as well in French, and these guys are fantastic, doing a great job in the community. Let's see if we've got any updates in my back office there. Cool, that's all right. Okay, so just one thing I was going to do, might be a bit out of time here. Let's go to YouTube. This was a recent YouTube video. Oops, the wrong one. YouTube. Yeah, no. All right. This is Christopher Green, and yeah, he's talking about the New World Order. The New World Order, guys, that they're trying to force us into. You know, one world government. It looks like it's going to be starting over in the district of Russia, China.
Hey everybody, welcome to Alternative Media Television. I'm Chad Sam. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please thumb up, share this video, help us spread this message as far as possible. There's a major struggle happening before, and I hope we're all aware of what is occurring. So Russia has just stated that a new world order is being formed. They're basically stating that the Western liberal model society is dying. Now this is a quote directly from Sergei Lavrov. He's the Russian foreign minister. He's saying that the Western liberal model development, which particularly stipulates the loss of national sovereignty. This is what our Western colleagues aimed at when invented what they call globalization, losing its attractiveness and is no more viewed as a perfect model for all. So you have this new world order challenging the current one. Russia, China, the BRICS nations, Iran. Now, this is going to be a huge event, a global cataclysm that's going to occur to create this shift to a new world order. Now, is he having a lot of points stating that the Western liberal model society is dying? 100% he is. Look at the European Union, first of all, with Brexit. They can't even get Brexit done. The European Union don't care about their people. They are too divided within. They're never going to get anything done, and this struggle is just going to continue. The Western empires are collapsing within itself. Look at the United States of America. We're so politically divided, we can't get anything done. We don't agree on anything. We don't even agree on what genders to call people. And it's hard to pass any laws or to have any growth. We're over $20 trillion in debt. We launched all these trade wars with all these countries because of this. We see that our economic model, our system is collapsing, hence the trade wars. And it's all going to lead to this global cataclysm to create this shift that would allow this new world order to be created. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel that it started after the Arab Spring in Syria. Obviously, there's a lot of things that build up to it, but look what happened in Syria. You had a major power, Russia, step in and defend the Bashar al-Assad government from falling, and they won. From all appearances, they won. Started there. Look what's happening in Venezuela, where you have Chinese troops, you have Russian troops, they're there. And look what just occurred with Donald Trump designating, the U.S. administration, designating the military in Iran a terrorist organization, the Revolutionary Guards, a terrorist organization. Why would they do this? Because they're laying the groundwork. They're laying the groundwork for war. Okay, we need oil, we need resources, economic war. We need all of this in order to survive. But we are collapsing within itself. And these other countries, China, Russia, they are way more united. They are way more in agreement for what they see as the future. So how do a few of these things kind of play out? Well, take a look at the designation regarding the terrorist organization, the Revolutionary Guards, that are now designated a terror organization. That Donald Trump, the U.S. administration, and look, it's not really about Donald Trump. This is about the deep state. It's about, we already know this. We already know the plan. Doesn't matter who the president is. We all know this has been coming for a long time. Let's not fool ourselves. But first things first, this is going to allow the U.S. administration, the deep state, the military, and Israel to attack Iranian troops in Syria. You already have Iranian troops there working aside Russian troops, building bases. You have Israel already striking Iranian troops there and Revolutionary Guards there. Now, this is going to even give them more momentum. This is going to even give them more of a reason, given the fact that they're designated a terror group now, to do that. So you're going to see a huge cataclysm here in the Middle East with these powers, and especially with war with Iran, which is inevitable. It's going to happen no matter what. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when it's going to happen. So that's in the Middle East. Now, in our own Western Hemisphere with Venezuela, this is a boiling pot that's going to explode over. And on top of all this, we have the immigration crisis, not just on the southern border, okay, also in the Middle East. Look at the European Union destroying itself. We are collapsing. It's falling right before our very eyes. This is what I mean by a struggle, and it's happening. And if you can't see it, honestly, people need to wake up, because it is occurring right now. Look at Taiwan. Taiwan is going to be the next Syria. Okay, mark my words. Taiwan is going to be the next Syria. You already have the South China Sea and the Chinese military completely militarized this whole area. We have our interests with Taiwan, and you're going to see these powers there: China, Russia, the United States, our Western allies. And this is going to turn out to a big global cataclysm. And it all starts with these, we see this building like it builded before World War II, with the economic trade wars, with this basically us just trying to survive, doing anything we can to survive. The political division, this is exactly the same thing that happened, and history repeats itself. Now we have much worse weapons, nuclear weapons, EMP. The weapons will destroy humanity. And I think Russia and China, they know this, they see this. Maybe they're trying to play it a little differently, but when it comes to a major shift, wars are unavoidable. This global cataclysm is going to occur whether we like it or not. And the biggest danger that we have, okay, is, look, the weapons that we have. We are not going to just let a new world order be formed. The West will not allow a new world order to be formed. until every weapon that they have in their arsenal is launched. And we all know it. That's why it's always best to be educated and prepared and smart and know what you're going to do best for you and your family. Strategic locations, the United States of America, understanding what's going to happen. The mainstream media is not going to tell you. They work for the deep state. They work for the industrial complex. They'll never let us know anything. They want to keep us stupid, uneducated, sheep, brainwashed, walking off a cliff. So make sure you do and what's best for you and your family and your friend. And make sure that you are always prepared no matter what. Because when it comes, when it hits the fan, blackout across the entire United States of America. Also, please make sure that your finances are in order. You don't want to leave it in this crooked central bank, this cash system that's about to fall. Put it in something real. Put it in gold. Put it in silver. Invest in that. Protect your assets. Protect your life. Protect your family. Protect your livelihood by doing that. Click the link below. Get the free guide right now. There's not a lot of time left. You can't just leave everything that you have in the banks. You have to make sure it is protected. Put it in something solid. Put it in gold or in silver. This is the best way to protect your financial assets, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. This is, in my opinion, the best way to protect your assets for what we all know is coming. So click the link below and make sure you get the free gold kit today.
All right, so that was Christopher Green's Offsider, and he is his name is Chad.
Hey everybody, welcome to Alternative Media
Moksam.
Television. I'm Chad Moksam. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please thumb up, share this video.
All right, so this is real, guys. It's real, and what we're seeing in the world all around us with all of these major things happening and about to happen, and we need to be aware of these things. The Brexit itself, I was just reading something earlier about that today, saying about it's affecting our sheep exports out of New Zealand now. You know, with all this happening, and it looks like they're never going to resolve it. So we'll see what happens with that one in the future. So let's go out of that one. Stop sharing my screen there. Yeah, so that's the latest updates for you there today. I hope that you all enjoyed that. My name is Darren Hayward. I'll be back again tomorrow for another live broadcast. That will be 306 live broadcast tomorrow. So until then, guys, have a fantastic day or evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I will catch you all again tomorrow. Peace.